Laura. Welcome back to my channel. Hi-Fi Unicorn is back with Compass performance video. You guys know I've been getting into Hi-Fi Unicorn so incredibly much, so I'm so excited. But don't forget, if you want this song or any other song to end up on our fandom favorites top 30 chart, make sure you check that out in the description box below. Let's go ahead and get started. Ooh, looks like from the very beginning, it looks like Shuto is gonna start. I'm so excited. Ooh, nice. Ooh, all right. So nice. I'm a sucker for adding brass to anything, but especially to rock music. I think it's so nice. Ooh, pretty. Nice. Ooh. Pretty. Nice. So good. Okay, first and foremost, I just have to talk about the brass in this particular song. I am a huge fan of when brass is encompassed in any particular song, and this is no exception. I absolutely love the brass. I thought it was so nice. I love, too, how they started off with this really big sound with the brass and the instrumental. It was such a big, like, part, especially with Shuto and Taemin's vocals. I thought that really added a lot to it. And then I love how almost immediately after that little transition in verse 1, it pulls away and Shuto this has like this beautiful kind of soft sound and through this. And then in the pre-chorus, I love how Shuto and Taemin face each other and saying to each other. I think that's really important to bring, like, to build connection when you have more than one singer, especially like you have to have a connection with not only the singers, but with the rest of the band. And so, like, I noticed at one point, like, Shuto going back to Kyun, like, back into that area where he was playing and, like, interacting with him. And I think it's really important because you don't want to always just face the audience. You want to have, like, interactions with your bandmates and things like that. It just creates a bit better connection and understanding of each other. So I really love that. And then in the chorus, I love how it like pulls in those brass parts and like really goes forward. And I have to tell you, I was listening to this and Kyun's bass skills on this were so freaking crazy. Like what was going on in the bass just kept catching my attention. I think I need to go back and listen to this like several times and just try to focus on each one of the instruments, because I feel like too, Min, he did an incredible job at the drums, but like I kept getting pulled over to Kyun's bass. And then also, who is their guitarist? Okay, Hanyul? I'm not quite familiar with all of their names yet. So Hanyul is their guitarist. He was also doing some crazy stuff, but again, I kept getting distracted by Kyun's bass. And I think part of that is because it went along really well with what was happening in the brass. So they were kind of going back and forth on each other. So that's why it kept like catching my attention. And I really need to go back and, like I said, focus on each one of the instruments, because I know like towards the end I was like, oh, those are really cool. That's really cool hits that like Min is doing. And I got to go back and listen to the guitar as well, because that was really cool. But I tend to get distracted easily, especially since I'm a vocalist. So like the vocals pull me in first. But the bass, the bass part I noticed in the chorus the most. And then we had this little kind of like singing transition. It was like pulled everything back a little, because the brass brings like so much energy to it that, you know, goes a little quiet this time. And this time in the verse, Taemin started this time, but the brass didn't leave. It stayed in the background, which I thought was really good, because, you want to have differences in music. So even though the sound might be the same, like the structure of the song might be the same, having those little differences makes a difference, in my opinion. And then again in the pre-chorus, I love how naturally they face each other, but this time like it naturally gets louder because we're doing more. And then instead of going to the chorus, they did, for me, I'm wondering if they're like considering this a bridge. So it just went like introduction, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, bridge, chorus, tag. That's kind of what it felt like. I feel like we've talked about several of Hi-Fi Unicorn's songs that they've been doing, them playing around with the form. So I would be curious and interested to talk to them about, you know, how they decide to go about this. But it was really interesting because, again, having things change in music, at least to me, is very important. So even though you want things that are, especially in pop music and even rock, anything that you have that you want to be memorable, you want to have things that repeat at certain points so that they're easy for the audience to learn and memorize. But I think having those slight differences and changes also is what makes music interesting. So I really like that they kind of threw that in there rather than going to what you typically which would be a chorus. And then it pulled quite a way back. I wrote that it was almost like a little tag before going into the chorus, and I really enjoyed that aspect. And then I love the second part of the chorus tag. This happened in the, I don't remember which part, the first chorus too, I think. Yes, the first chorus, but the first chorus as well, where it was like this little O part, like that they all sang along together. It was really like cute to see everyone like singing that part. So I really enjoyed that aspect too. So tell me what you guys thought of this song. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite part of this particular song or MV? Mine, of course, has to be the brass and just the way that it works out with everything in there. And don't forget, if you want this song or any other song to enter into our fandom favorites top 30, check that out in the description box down down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.